Chair, I've been waiting too long for the car business under the hassle.
Wow, you get wow. You hear about the app in Liberia called Minada right here?
Minada, where Minada got do anything?
Minada is a ride sharing app in Liberia that making transportation so easy. You can download the Minada app on your phone and be able to request bike, taxi, keke, big bus, small bus all around Liberia. And the good thing about it, every time you open Minada app, Minada will always provide you your pickup address. All you have to enter is your destination address. Destination address simply means where you are going.
So I need internet service?
Yeah, you get it. Of course, you need internet service. You have to be able to use your internet service and download Google Maps first. Secondly, you have to go into your phone settings and turn on your location. And then you download Minida app and begin to request ride all across Liberia. We're all fighting for a car and we're all spending long time on the road.
So how do I connect to drivers?
You get a very easy. The drivers will also sign up and follow the same instruction I'm telling you now. They would be able to turn on the location in the phone settings and download Google Map and download Minada Driver app. And then the moment you make a request, the driver will be able to receive your ride request. And another good thing is your family members and your friends from all around the world can be able to request ride for you in Liberia.
So how do I pay?
You get all you can pay with is your bank card, and you can pay with Lone Star or Orange Mobile Money.
Is that easy?
Yeah, that's how easy it is. You get.
So me now that transportation made easy. Oh, thank you, my brother. Let me go download my app, yeah. Hey, transportation made easy, oh.
For more information on how to download Minida app and use Minida app, you could go over to YouTube and search Minida Liberia.
Do you know that maintaining clean and sufficient amount of oil is the perfect solution to preventing too much friction and overheating of your car engine? Remember that dye particles are deadly to your engines. So too is the use of the wrong kind of oil. Stop using recycled oil products on the market. Sunoco Premium Super Fleet Engine Oil is now in Liberia. The Premium SAE 50, Premium 15W40 for both gasoline and diesel engines. Once there is an engine, Sunoco has the lubricant. You can now change your engine oil after every 3 to 4 months. Since 1886, Sunoco Oil Company is supplying oil to over 85 different countries around the world. With Sunoco products, there is no more damage to your engines. Macintosh Incorporated, a Liberian company located on Weaver Street, AB Talbot Road in Painesville, is the sole importer and country distributor of Sunoco and other U.S. lubricant brands. Call cell numbers 0880-535-508, 0777-677-633. That's your quality assurance.
Come and worship with us at Global Impact Ministries International, where the nations gather to worship. In search of a church where there is integrity, accountability, excellence, opportunities with pastoral care, and the fear of God, well then come and worship with us. Global Impact Ministries International is located at 801 McDade Boulevard, Collingdale, Pennsylvania. Global Impact Ministries International is a place of worship and spiritual growth for you. Come and join us on Sunday for our divine worship service at 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Also, on Tuesdays, there's Bible study at 7 p.m. And Thursday, there's a Power Night service at 7 p.m. For more info, call 612-702-2418 or 215-594-9103. Also, you can email us at globalimpact777usa@gmail.com. Come and be blessed.
Hello, my name is Winford Russell, and I'm running for mayor of Brooklyn Park. With my vision of one Brooklyn Park, I will continue to drive to build a city that works for every resident. It is essential to safeguard our community in ways that reflect the wants and needs of all. Brooklyn Park must be guided by its residents, business leaders, and other stakeholders who invest in its success. I want more community input to help inform critical decisions, such as how the city should approach public safety, affordable housing, public health, and economic development. My goal in the next 4 years as your mayor will be to connect the dots between our hopes for the city's future and being a good steward of public resources. You see, vision can come from many places, but smart cities realize that engaging their community members in the city governance process leads to better answers and deeper public ownership of their future. Under my leadership, Brooklyn Park will become second to none, so our peers can look to us for best practices, innovation, and inspiration. So rather than working towards benchmarks, we will become the benchmark. So for an experience you can trust, vote Russell for mayor. You can vote now at the Brooklyn Park City Hall or on Election Day, Tuesday, November 8th. Thank you.
Do you need a car?
Ready for an upgrade?
Then come to Sika Motors, sole distributors of Toyota vehicles, Mitsubishi vehicles, and Yamaha motorbikes, genuine accessories and spare parts.
You name it, we have it. We have the 2022 brands of Toyota vehicles. Select from our new Toyota Starlight,
Toyota Belter, Toyota Rush.
We've got the best deal in town through our Sika Motors financing schemes with selected banks, EcoBank Liberia and UBA Liberia, starting at the lowest as 500 USD. You won't believe these prices. Come for quality, reliability, and durability. Take a spin and let's make a deal.
Sika Motors on the UN Drive at Sayotown, Bushra Island, or call Sika Motors on +231 775 987 758 or email cmarketing@cfao.com. Sika Motors, drive with confidence.
Secure, connecting single Liberians home and abroad.
LiberiansConnect.net, exclusively Liberian.
Richard, why are you looking so down?
I just broke up with a long-term partner, newly single and looking to meet somebody new.
LiberiansConnect.net connects single Liberians in the diaspora and Liberians in Liberia for love, friendship, dating, and marriage. LiberiansConnect.net is a membership-only website. You will not only connect with single Liberians, but also with singles of other nationalities who want to date Liberians. A private link will be emailed or WhatsApp to you where you can download the app to use on your smartphone for easier access. Take advantage of the promotional membership package from now until December 31st, 2022. The platform is free. Membership fees renew at only $5 a month beginning January 1st, 2023. LiberiansConnect.net, private, affordable, secure, connecting single Liberians home and abroad.
LiberiansConnect.net, exclusively Liberian.
Welcome. Good morning, Vaga.
Good morning, Costa, and good morning to our many listeners. It's good to have you guys on here with us this morning. Today is the 10th, 2022. That's the 10th month, the 10th day, 2022, exactly 10:32 in Liberia.
Beautiful. And it's 6:32 here in Delaware. How was your weekend?
Well, the weekend was good. Spent half a day with family and just home throughout. Went to mommy, spent like few the Saturday and part of the Sunday, and later just came home to watch more football games.
It's cool. Yep. Well, mine was good. I did some schoolwork, hung out with friends, had a good time. Can't complain. All right. So, what's the situation in town? Well, the rice thing. Let's open up on that note. What's happening with rice, Bugger? Have we seen less lines forming, or are people still struggling to find rice? What's going on?
It's still the same, Costa. There haven't been any improvement yet on the issue about rice, and we ain't seeing any improvement anytime soon because since the last time the Ministry of Commerce came out with that release, we thought it was just going to be a quick impact project and they will come up with something quickly, like Liberians that will remedy the situation. But
What do
up
you
to
mean
now,
by come up with something quickly? Realistically, Bugger, what did you expect?
yeah,
That
but
Minister of
we
Commerce
as
would produce rice?
Costa, we expected rice. We saw people posting photo that rice is coming from Ivory Coast. They were
But
putting rice.
all of that is a lie, right? Or what's a lie?
Yeah, but if government officials can be lying to the public that they say, they are importing rice from Ivory Coast to Liberia, which will take few days, and up to now we just can see the rice on the market. That isn't good.
Well, to their defense, the commerce minister, after she kept her mouth shut, shut for a long time, when she finally broke word, she said that we should expect a vessel by the middle of this month. So we're looking by Friday, by this weekend, a vessel should arrive. But then she said between the middle of this month to the early part of next month. So because of that, we cannot be sure. We cannot be sure really when, because that's a long time. It is a long time. We cannot be sure when to expect rice to arrive.
And Liberians, that's our staple food. So it being shut on the market for some time now, it's not helping the situation at all. Absolutely.
Cool. So we're gonna move on to something else. Of course, we'll open the phone lines. People will talk when it comes to the issue of rice, what they're experiencing. We want to hear them out. So we're gonna move on to something else here. The American Ambassador Lodge for Global Criminal Justice, who was just in Liberia recently. Folks, we are sorry there, but we have issue with the radio. The radio is not on this morning. Hold on. All right, here we go. So she said that the U.S. government, this is the Ambassador Bet Van Schaak. Ambassador Bet Van Schaak said the U.S. Ambassador Lodge for Global Criminal Justice, sitting next to the American ambassador to Liberia, this is what she said. She said the Liberian government, quote, the Liberian government has to be accountable to its people. The U.S. government is willing to support through technical and financial means to establish a tribunal. Let me read that again. The Liberian government has to be accountable to its people. The U.S. government is willing to support through technical and financial means to establish a tribunal, a war crimes tribunal. Tribunal. We can say tribunal. It's tribunal. So the Americans are saying that if the government wants it, because I know the Liberian people want it, they want a war crimes code. The American government is saying that they will provide financial and technical support to support or to establish a war crimes tribunal for Liberia. Yeah. So the government used to say, one of the things our government used to say is that who will support? We don't have money for a war crimes code. They used to make that excuse all the time. There's no money. We don't have money to support a war crimes tribunal. It's too expensive. Yes, it is very expensive, Buckeye. When you look at how much the international community spent on the war crimes tribunal for Sierra Leone, Buckeye, it's a lot of money. I agree, it's very expensive. But guess what? The Americans are offering to pick up the tab. The Americans are saying, you don't have to worry about the cost because we will foot the bill. We will foot the bill. Not only we will provide technical. Yes, the Sierra Leonean tribunal costs over $300 million. My brother Samuel Sakama, you are absolutely correct. It is expensive, Wakai. When they start breaking down to you how they spend the money, you'll be like, okay. Mm-hmm. The child seller trial alone costs about $15 million, Wakai. Can't imagine that. So imagine prosecuting a man like Prince Johnson. His Prince Johnson trial could cost over 10 million, 10 to 15 million. Yeah, just to prosecute me like Prince Johnson. We don't even want to go into how they spend the money. You know, it's a whole. You know, I just learned a new word. It's a tongue twister. It's a very tricky word, but it's interesting. I just learned it, and gagadiguk, gagadiguk. Crazy word. It's part of it. It's a word that's used for when somebody tries to break something down and part of technical, unintelligible, technical breakdown or explanation. It's a gagadiguk, gagadiguk. So I'm not even going to go into that. You know, the whole gagadiguk. But it's prohibitively expensive to do war crimes. So the Americans are saying, hey, Liberia, don't worry about that. The black guy said, my man, I wish I had money to my house.
Mm-hmm.
If I had some money, I was going to cook a very nice meal and invite you over. They answered, oh, but don't worry, here's the money. So if you really do want to invite me over, and you didn't have the money, and now I've offered the money, so then there shouldn't be any excuse why you shouldn't cook the food and invite me over. That's essentially what the Americans have done here. You're complaining that you don't have money, and the Americans are saying, we will provide the money. This is not just somebody from the corner that's telling you. The U.S. ambassador for criminal global justice has said, we will pay. You know? We will pay the money. So, my dear people, now our government has absolutely no excuse for why we cannot have a war crimes code, because we will not be the ones paying. The American government will provide all of the money and technical support that's needed to ensure that we have justice in our country. Just last night, Stephen Johnson, Aaron Nella, and other friends and myself, we were talking about the quintessential essence, significance of prosecuting war crimes. We're talking about the war. You know, and Stephen Johnson explained the story how an aunt of his, they were running away, and how his aunt got shot in the back, and they couldn't even stop to turn back to look. You know, and it's sad. And he said that haunts him, you know, and all the family members who were there. And people are carrying this bitterness with them, you know, in their hearts. And you think we've moved on. But guess what? Most of us, many of us are traumatized. Those of us who witnessed the war, we're traumatized. I mean, the young children, you know, who were born after the war years, didn't experience the war. But guess what? Those of us, that's why those of us who came to the U.S. and other parts of the world, we live in these countries where, you know, when the people, my man, on the 4th of July in this country, there's a lot of firecrackers. I will tell you this, it's very traumatizing. When the people are setting off their firecrackers to celebrate, those of us who experience a war, and who are still very traumatized whenever a gun goes off or we hear something that sounds like a gun, we're still very traumatized. So for us to have healing, real healing, you cannot have reconciliation in the absence of justice. Restorative and retributive. You have to have a combination of that. Some people have to be removed. And what is even more traumatizing when you see the warlords, the people who brought the war, the people who executed the war, the people who caused mayhem, they have power, the likes of Prince Johnson, the likes of Kabina Jane. You know, then you see all the different tribes, they're all protected. They will tell you they want war crimes code, but they go after Prince Johnson now. The Kio people will run to his defense, go after Kabina Jane. The Madingo people will run to his defense. I'm telling you, Baka, that's what we do. We all protect our own. All of our own people, we will protect them. That's why we need a war crimes code that will not care whether he's your kinsman or whatever. Go after everybody. Go after Ellen. Go after Kabina Jane. Go after Prince Johnson. Go after. I mean, we said now that we're letting all the warlords die, Baka. All of them are dying one by one. They shouldn't die without going to court. We're all having a day in court to face justice. My man, we will never truly move forward if we don't have real healing.
Sure.
And the only way healing will come, the only way we can memorialize the dead, those who didn't have to die in vain. And what did the war bring, Baka? The only way we'll move forward is when we have closure, justice, closure. Go after all of them. The Pele warlords, the Kisi warlords, the Madingo warlords, the Gio warlords, the Crown warlords. Go after all of them. Don't leave anybody untouched. That is the only way we'll move forward, Baka. That's the only way. And then what hurts when warlords, the Prince Johnson, are still threatening people, Baka. They are still telling people that you cannot touch them. If you touch them, there will be trouble. And people like them should never be in our political space. All of them should be punished. Nobody should be exempt. Every single person should be punished. For us to have healing. There are people who are hurt. They are carrying that within them. They are putting on a strong face. They are pretending not to be bothered. They still see people who killed their relatives and their loved ones, Buckeye. They witnessed it right before their eyes. They know those people today. They still see them. And you know, everybody should be punished. Everybody. Nobody should be exempt. And so the American government wants to help us to foot the bill to do that. I am with it. I am with them 100%. I thank the United States government for this. The Americans have been taking action against warlords more than we have, Buckeye. You know this.
Yeah.
They've been arresting people in the United States. They can't prosecute them for war crimes, but they can prosecute them for lying on their green card applications or their U.S. citizenship applications. You see that? Because if you were a warlord, you came to this country and you lied to the people that you were not a warlord, guess what, Buckeye? They will go. They can hold you. And even though they cannot prosecute you for committing war crimes in a foreign country, but they can hold you for lying on your application. And we've seen it with so many warlords that were arrested and prosecuted. We have to bring closure, Buckeye. The people are hurting. We have to bring closure. We have to bring closure to the Crown people. We have to bring closure to the Madingo people. We have to bring closure to the Pele people. We have to bring closure to the Congo people. We have to bring closure to all of our people and then move forward, Buckeye. Everybody will have to be willing to pay a price. The Crown people will have to be willing to pay a price. The Pele people will have to be willing to pay a price. The Madingo people will have to be willing. You know why I'm going to pay a price, Baka? Because some of our kinsmen will have to be prosecuted. So all of us will have to make a sacrifice. Everybody will have to. We will have to look at some of our own men and say, "My man, I ate that. My man, you my own man over." The way I behaved during the war were not necessary. And Baka, when they talk about war crimes, our people need to understand what it means by war crimes. It is not everybody who held a gun committed war crimes. There were some people who held guns and fought the war, but did not kill innocent people, Baka. War crimes and crimes against humanity does not, those two things, they don't mean that everybody who held a gun committed war crimes. No, there were some people who held guns, who were rebels, but did not kill innocent people, did not disembowel pregnant women's stomachs, did not decapitate people, did not do dopa tabe, did not do those horrible things. But the people, the people who blatantly, we've heard stories about people like and I'm gonna call his name. I don't know whether these stories are true, but I have heard stories of people like, what's the guy name? Soneca Diabo. And I'm just pointing this out because this is what comes to mind. We've heard stories about how there was a massacre in which Soneca Diabo participated, and the Busha people, and they used mortar pestle. They use mortar pestle to beat people to death like dogs, as you would beat a dog to death. We've heard all kinds of terrible stories. We've heard stories about people like Ziza Maza.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about Ziza Maza.
I remember that. Ziza Maza.
And they will cook them and eat them. They will eat the people with cassava. They will boil the cassava and they will eat the human being with cassava. They said what they call them, the marine forces or whatever they used to call them, they used to eat human beings because to them, when you do that, you're taking the person's powers, their spirit. We heard all kinds of horrible things, of savagery, cannibalism, all kinds of horrible stories we've heard about people. And these people are walking around today. Some of them are still living, and so we need closure so that we can put this behind us. After the apartheid in South Africa, they had the TRC. People went to jail. People who testified and who owned up to their crimes, some of them were pardoned, some of them went to jail. After the Rwanda genocide of 1994, where 800 Tutsis and moderate Hutus were slaughtered in as little as 3 months. People went to jail. They set up the Guachata, all over the world. After the Second World War that ended in 1945, the Europeans and the Americans, they established what they call the Nuremberg trials. They brought people to jail. Today, they are still going after Nazis who participated in the Holocaust and the Second World War. They're still prosecuting people. They're going after 103-year-old people, 105-year-old people, 99-year-old people. They're not saying, oh, the man, old man, what are you doing behind the man? Leave the man alone. No, they're not doing that. In Sierra Leone, in Sierra Leone, they set up their own war crimes thing. They're supported by the international community. They prosecuted people. Liberia is the only country after a major crisis where 250,000 people were slaughtered. Nobody has gone to court. Absolutely nobody has gone to court for war crimes in Liberia. Taylor wasn't prosecuted for war crimes committed in Liberia. Taylor was prosecuted for war crimes he committed or supported to be committed in Sierra Leone. But nobody has gone to court in Liberia. Today, you got warlords in power all over the place. Prince Johnson, George Bulley, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, all these terrible human beings occupy power after slaughtering innocent people. And what did the war do good for us? Name one good thing the war did for us.
Nothing.
All those people died in vain. They promised change. Nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. So I stand with the Americans. I support the establishment of a war crimes court. All the warlords, let's collect every one of them and take them away. If they're my brother, let them carry him. If they're my pa, let them carry him. Let us be rid of the warlords, the people who bear the greatest responsibilities for the war in our country, who saw our country set back by what was it? I believe it was former Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs, Herman Cohen, who said the war would set Liberia back by 100 years. Guy, look at Liberia. Have we now fought the war? Do you think we would be as backward as we are? You know, sometimes some of you only measure the setback. Oh, you say, hey, normal days. You see people reminiscing about how things were before the war. But what you don't realize is that the war, the intangible things the war did to us, the intangible damages caused by the war, they are incalculable and immeasurable. Look at the education system. After the war years, our people have become the most fee people when it comes to education. The quality of education in Liberia, that's one of the intangible damages caused by the war. Liberians are some of the least academically competent people. The war, the way our education system was hampered, was destroyed by the war. It would take us decades to rebuild that. Our standing in the word, our place in the word we've been relegated way down. It's just sad, Waka. And then at the end of the day, the very same people that brought the war, we give them power. We give them power. So we need to do something. And I hope, and I want to say this before I move on to another subject. George Weah and his people will never support a war crimes code. They've made it clear. This task will fall to Joe Boakai. And I want to say this to you today on this 10th day of October 2022. Joseph Boakai has made it very clear that when he comes to power, he will support the international community's efforts to do a war crimes court on Liberia, a war crimes tribunal. If for any reason Joe Boakai, one of the first things I expect Joe Boakai to do when he comes to power is to write that letter to the Americans. Because you know what people need? They need your country to give consent. They need your country to request. Joe Boakai has said repeatedly that he will support a war crimes court. I have no doubt that Joe Boakai will do that. But if Joe Boakai does not do that in the first 100 days, I will publicly call him out. I will not go and consult with him in private and say, oh, Mr. President, why haven't you written the American government and the international community to say that you want a war crimes court on Liberia? I will publicly, because Boakai, how long does it take to write a letter?
Not that much. It can take you anytime.
You can have that letter written in a matter of the moment you take office. One of the first things you can do is to write that letter to the Americans and to the International Criminal Court of Justice to say we are willing and ready to support in any way possible to set up the war crimes court to prosecute people. And I'm waiting. And if Mr. Boakai does not do that in the first 100 days, I will publicly call out Joe Boakai. I believe he will do that because he is an honest man. He is a man of integrity. But if the warlords and their friends try to dissuade him or make him change his mind, try to make him change his mind. Oh, Papa, you know some of the men who supported all their warlords too. So we gotta look out for them. We can't do this. If they try to make him change his mind, I, Henry Pedro Costa, in whatever capacity I will be. That's why I say I don't want to work in his government. I don't want to be a government official in the executive branch. I want to be in a position where I can speak out. I will call Joe Boakai out if Joe Boakai does not write that letter. We cannot continue playing this game. When we're looking for power, we tell the people who support war crimes code. By the time we get power, then we have excuses. CDC, they see nonsense. They were all over the place. War crimes code, war crimes code. The moment they won, then John Weah started down. He started saying, oh, you know, is this what the Brempo want? Is this what you want? I thought you want development. You remember Braga when he returned from the UN, I think 2 years ago? Mm-hmm. That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said, where are you coming from with this? Who are you to tell us what we want? Talking about we want development. What development have you brought, Mr. Weah? To look at us and tell us, say, you're going to choose. And then your father is telling you, you want me to pay your tuition or you want me to send you to football academy. Who are you to tell us what we want or to ask us to pick? Can we not have both? Can we not have development and progress and war crimes code? We can have both. But because Mr. Weah wants to protect Prince Johnson, so we can't bother him. We need Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, so we can't bother them. That's what they do, Bwaka. That's the game they play with us for their own political interest. Grab all the buggers. But let me tell you something, Bwaka. When you grab Prince Johnson and turn him over, would you need him to support you in Nima again?
No.
Thank you. But why be giving the man money when you can simply grab the man and ship and turn the man over? You grab the man and turn the man over, but then you don't need to negotiate with the man for his supporting Nima. And when the people ask you, oh, why you get Prince Johnson, the international community say they wanted the man. The Liberian people all over the community say they wanted the man. That is integrity. But we'll see. We'll see what the Bwaka government will do. But I have no doubt that Joe Bwaka will do the right thing. Absolutely no doubt. But we're going to move to something else here, which is critical. This morning, we will speak with Brother Samuel Jacobs. He's a very fine young man who has distinguished himself.
From SPS. Yeah, no more say very fine young men have distinguished himself. You know, when you start the worship now.
From SPS, exactly. That's what they often say. So Brother Jacobs came, emigrated to the United States a few years ago, and he has pursued his dreams of academic accomplishment, academic success. He's doing very well for himself, and he has earned two, graduate degrees here in the U.S. He has a good job here, but he's very passionate about the motherland. And so Brother Jacobs, has been involved with the motherland, and particularly with District Number 6, where he's from, and where he's looking to run as representative in 2023. So Brother Samuel Jacobs will sit on our platform this morning to just talk to us about some of the things he's engaged with and how he's looking to lend his service pro bono, free of charge, to some of our brothers and sisters here in the U.S. who need some legal service or legal guidance, especially with their immigration process. So it's a very, very good thing. So we'll have Brother Jacobs on the show this morning in 27 minutes from now, which will be 11:30 Liberian time or 7:30 US time. So Brother Samuel Jacobs will sit on the platform with us this morning, and it will be our privilege to have him. But we're going to move on to something else here. So Musa Bility has written a letter to Musa Bility again. Musa Bility has written a letter to Professor Alaric Tokpa, a great Liberian, a man for whom I have a great deal of respect. Professor Tokpa and I have become very close in the last couple of years, especially in the last year. We talk from time to time, we compare notes. I have a lot of respect for the man. I admire his struggle. I admire his love of country and everything he's done and continues to do for Liberia, Professor Alaric Tokpa. And so Professor Larry Tukpa has been involved, has been leading the efforts to establish the Democratic Alliance of Liberia, a political coalition, a political umbrella to bring all of our friendly political forces together under one banner to support Joseph Yuma Boakai for president. And I will not say too much here of the role that I have been playing directly through Professor Larry Tukpa. Those who know, they know. But I want to say this. Musa Ability has written a letter. I have the letter here, Boakai. He has written a letter to Professor Larry Tukpa, warning or cautioning Professor Tukpa to not recognize or to not deal with with the Liberty Party in any way. Regarding what is it mean? So basically, yeah, this is the letter. I have the letter here. Yeah, and it has been made public now anyway. But someone shared this letter with me before it became public. So Musa Ability wrote this letter on the 8th of October to Professor Larry Tukpa. Let me read it for you. Professor Larry K. Tukpa, organizing chairman, Democratic Alliance of Liberia, Monrovia, Liberia, October 8, 2022. Dear Professor Tukpa, greetings from Liberty Party and hope this communication finds you well. LP has learned of the formalization of the Democratic Alliance of Liberia manifesto and considering the ongoing actions of several former LP officials, several former LP officials who have unauthorizedly been taking actions and making public and private pronouncements in the name of LP, including committing the LP to a collaboration with some members of DAL, that's the Democratic Alliance of Liberia. We wish to serve this notice and clarify to the DAL the factual and legal position of the LP concerning several related matters. Number one, LP remains committed to an opposition succession in 2023, and although some of its wayward members have chosen to pursue a route other than the CPP, a decision which we respect, we believe to achieve the opposition success to which the DAL and the LP are committed, it is imperative that all opposition political parties respect the legitimate governing structures of other opposition political parties. As such, we strongly urge DAL to ensure that its actions are in line with this commitment and to refrain from engaging in discussions about a so-called LP/DAL collaboration with individuals who are not officials of the party nor clothed with authority to have such discussions. Number two, although we are certain that DAL is aware, LP is formally communicating to DAL that it is a member of the collaborating political parties, CPP, and that the CPP has endorsed Mr. Alexander Cummins of the Alternative National Congress, ANC, as its standard bearer in the 2023 presidential and general elections. Lastly, as per the LP Constitution, the LP National Executive Committee is the only body clothed with the authority to enter into any collaboration discussions with other political parties, with the outcome of any such discussions being endorsed by the LP National Convention or Special National Convention. Attached is an official listing of the LP National Executive Committee and National Advisory Council for your easy reference. As such, LP wishes to inform DAL that it has not authorized any so-called party official to engage in any collaboration discussion, including with the DAL, outside of the CPP to which the LP is already fully and legally committed and obligated. We look forward to a relationship of mutual respect between LP and DAL. Regards, Musa Hassan Belete, National Chairman. Now, Bwaka. There you have it. So Musa Belete writes to Professor Larry Tupa as the organizing chairman of the DAL and informs Professor Tupa that the DAL must not have any discussions with anybody in the name of the LP, because the LP is committed to Ellis Cummins through their CPP arrangement. But Bwaka, if Musa Belete believes that Yombli and others have been expelled from the party, then they are former partisans. So why is he concerned about who they affiliate with or who they have discussions with? Why? He should not be worried at all.
And today is the 10th of October. Yeah, and I saw a post from him saying that today should the tenure of Nyombli should expire on today. So
yeah, the tenure as political leader.
Yeah, political leader should expire today. So he trying to tell me all of the fighting that he
this thing is getting interesting. Go on. I was saying something.
Yeah. All of the fighting he been doing back then, he still been seeing Yombli as a political leader, no matter what the situation is. And
that's a good point.
Now he's coming to say that today is the 10th, the tenure of Yombli expired. So all the convention they had, all of what they did back then, it was irrelevant. Nothing of such was
because he's still recognized as political leader then. Because if he's talking about her tenure has only expired today, then that means it's not consistent with everything that he said, because he's always said for a long time now that Yombli is no longer political leader, that she was expelled.
Yeah.
So if she was expelled, why is he publicly talking about her tenure expiring today? On the 10th?
On the 10th of this month. So he just been wasting people time. He been wasting even Mr. Cummins' time. That, oh, I can do this for the party, I can bring these people over to you, but you still think that we Liberians can be fooled by you now, because just by this, if he even come up with a statement today saying that the tenure of Nyombli expire on today, it means that he have shoot himself in the leg. If I was him, I just keep mute on this and they'll continue from what I've been
now,
doing.
Bwaka, they are planning a convention. You are aware of that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And at this convention, Yombli's position is going to be up for grabs. And Yombli is going to run. I don't see why Yombli will not participate in the convention. Now, it's going to get very interesting, Bwaka. Yombli is going to participate in the convention to renew her mandate as political leader. But will Musa Belete, I just want to say this. I don't know how it's going to be, Bwaka. What's going to happen? Because they have to go to convention. Huh?
It's just going to be chaotic, Costa. From what I'm saying, it's going to be totally chaotic because there'll be a lot of disagreement. And they are already divided. Who's going to take them for the convention? Who's going to spearhead the entire process?
And according to the party's constitution, the standard bearer, I think, has certain powers to call a convention. Well, not call a convention per se, but to constitute convention committee and all that kind of stuff. The standard bearer leads on that, or the political leader leads on those efforts. You know? So who's going to lead them to a convention? It's going to be a lot, okay?
Yeah.
Because Yombli is not going to sit there and allow herself to not be to be disenfranchised. Yombli is not going to do that. she's going to defend her right. Yeah. So Musa Belete is saying, first he said Yombly was expelled. Now he's saying Yombly tenure expired today.
Yeah.
How can an expelled person tenure expire? You are expelled, you are expelled. It doesn't matter whether you still have a tenure. So the point is, Buakai, what is going to happen at their convention? Yes. What is going to happen at there's a Liberty Party stalwart that's watching here, Mr. Robert Azango. He's a stalwart of the Liberty Party. He is saying only the PL of Liberty Party can chair a convention. You see that?
So
Mr. Azango, Robert Azango, is a stalwart of the Liberty Party. He's a guru of the party. He is saying only the PL can chair. So who's going to chair their convention?
Yombly.
Of course, it has to be Yombly. But Musa is not going to allow Yombly to chair. So they are going to fight. You see what Mr. Zango just said again? During the convention, the chairman cannot host the convention. Aha. There you go. So Mr. Zango is saying that the chairman of the Liberty Party cannot chair the convention. It is the political leader that chairs the convention.
So will Musa agree
for Yombly to chair the convention as per the party's constitution?
He always talk about the law is the law. So if he want to live by the rules of laws in our country or even govern their political party, then he should go by the law. Because it's within the constitution that the political leader should chair the convention. So if he as a party, let me say as a member of the party, don't agree to such law, then it means that everything that he's been preaching about, the law being the law, it doesn't work. He's against it now. So we're just asking him, because Costa, even they host this convention in any county, it should be well secure. Well secure there.
If Musa Belete attempts to hold a Liberty Party convention in which he wants to chair, which is not consistent with the constitution of the party, Yombly and her people have all right to go to court and file and petition the court to issue an injunction on that convention. Okay.
You know, Costa, they issued about, of course, our country is governed by laws, but there should be some radicality.
Our country is supposed to be governed by laws.
Yeah.
Our country is not governed by laws.
No, Costa, we have rules and regulations in our country. So
listen to what I just said. Our country has laws, and our country is supposed to be governed by those laws. But our country is not governed by those laws. Our country is governed by the interest of individuals. The individuals who have power and who are connected with those who have power. The laws in Liberia do not work. They don't work. So if the laws worked, Musa Belete should not be doing all of what he's doing. The Elections Commission, for example, they have been complicit in this thing. They have been playing a role supporting Musa Belete. They have been meddling in the Liberty Party, where Musa Belete filed a fraudulent constitution that he was not supposed to file. Yombly was supposed to file the constitution after the convention. The law of Liberty Party is clear. It says that after a convention, which is chaired by the political leader, of course, it is the political leader that is supposed to submit. The political leader is a presiding officer of the convention. She submits the names of the individuals who were elected at the convention, the call of officers. And wherein the party's constitution is amended, she is supposed to be the one to submit the amended version of the constitution. But Belete altered the constitution and filed it before Yombly. When Yombly asked him, Send me the draft constitution so I can file it. Belete had already filed it. Belete publicly admitted on Spoon Talk that he committed procedural error. Do you not recall, Boga?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can use. I'm the CEO of Roos Holdings, the parent company of the Costa Show. I am supposed to speak for the Costa Show. You, Boga, are my co-host on the Costa Show. You go and file a document when I'm supposed to file it, and then I keep asking you, Boga, where's the document? Then you tell me, oh, Chief, I submitted the document. Sorry, I committed procedural error. Even after Belete admitted to committing procedural error, and Yumley wrote the NEC, informing the NEC that the constitution Belete had filed is not a legitimate constitution because Belete did not have the authority consistent with Liberty Party constitution. NEC ignored Yumley. NEC ignored Yumley. Yumley cited the particular provision in the constitution to say that it is the standard bearer or political leader who is the presiding officer of the convention that should submit the constitution, not Musa. NEC refused to honor that. And those of you who support Musa Belete because he's affiliated with Cummins, and yet you say you believe in the rule of law, you don't believe in the rule of law. You don't. Musa Belete committed an egregious act. Even after Belete signed the Farmington Agreement, which stated that they should what? The Farmington Agreement stated that the fraudulent constitution that Belete has submitted, they should withdraw it, make corrections, and resubmit. They wrote NEC and told NEC, this is the Farmington Agreement that we signed. We request that you to withdraw the constitution. Belete signed the Farmington Agreement, Boakai. Belete somersaulted again. The NEC, even though the NEC saw the Farmington Agreement in which Belete signed, to which Yumley signed, to which Dillon signed, to which the other executives signed, to withdraw that constitution, the NEC still refused to withdraw the constitution. And you ANC people, you say, oh, we believe in a new Liberia. We believe in a real change. You believe in a real change before you support Musa Belete's criminality. So this is the real change that you believe in. People will fraudulently alter constitutions, and they will admit Musa Belete. Did you not see a picture at the Farmington Agreement they had? Did you not see the video and the photo?
I saw it.
Did you not see the Farmington Agreement that Musa Belete signed and say, yes, I agree that the constitution I submitted, I should not have submitted it? Did you not see it, Bogai?
I saw it.
Even after Yumley sent that agreement to NEC with a cover letter requesting that that constitution that Musa filed with them be withdrawn, the NEC refused to honor that letter. The NEC is party to the crisis in the Liberty Party because George Weah is the one Musa Belete works for. That Sanama Swan, George Weah, is the one that protects Musa. You know, and folks, Mr. Cummins is a brilliant man. But if Mr. Cummins cannot see that Musa Belete does not work for him, that he actually is on a mission for George Weah, there's something is wrong with Mr. Cummins. Then Mr. Cummins' judgment, his judgment capability is significantly impaired. His discernment capability is significantly impaired. If Mr. Cummins cannot see that a man who owes the government of Liberia $4.4 million in road fund money, and the government said, oh, Baka, do you remember a few years ago the government wanted to put Musa Belete in jail for that money? But when was the last time you heard the government asking Belete to pay the money?
When Belete started doing their dirty work, it was
the moment Belete started to do the dirty work to destabilize the opposition through the Liberty Party, the government stopped asking Belete to pay the $4.4 million that he legitimately owes the government in road fund. And you see, Belete does not owe the government. You see, there's one thing. Belete collected the road fund levy from importers that store their products in their tanks. And Belete stole the money. You see, there's a difference between I collect money for Boakai and I don't pay the money. It is not a debt. It is theft. It's misapplication of entrusted property. Boakai, it is tantamount to what? Theft. It is a criminal offense. There's a law on the books that all operators of petroleum tanks or terminals, when importers import, they pay you 30 cents as you go to the road fund. It's called a road fund levy. When you collect that money, what should you do, Boakai? You remit that money to the road fund.
To the road fund, yeah.
Musa Belete collected a total of $4.4 million and has refused to pay. They were making noise beyond Belete. The government said they wanted the money. Musa Belete wanted the money. Musa Belete wanted the money. Have you heard them ask Musa Belete for that money anymore?
No.
Has Musa Belete ever told the public that he has paid that money back, Boakai?
Nope.
What Musa Belete did is criminality. This man, if Cummings was president of Liberia and Musa Belete collected the road fund money and converted it to his private use, which is a crime, is a criminal offense, would Mr. Cummings let Belete go free?
Because he wanted support?
Yes. Is this what Mr. Cummings is telling us? That when Mr. Cummings is president and somebody steals from the country, but because he wants that person's support, would he let that person go free because he wants that person's support? This is what Mr. Cummings is telling you. Musa Belete stole $4.4 million from the country. He converted the money to his private use. The government said Musa Belete pay the money. Musa Belete was running around like crazy man. The moment Musa Belete became chairman of Liberty Party, what happened, Boakai?
Everything ceased. Everything.
The government stopped asking. Look, folks, are you not saying that? Is it rocket science? Is it only me and Boakai Kamara can see this? The moment Belete became chairman of Liberty Party, the government stopped asking Belete to pay the $4.4 million in road fund levies.
What I see somebody saying if Musa Belete did a payment plan, Musa Belete do a payment plan, the government would tell the public.
Thank you. No, forget the government. Musa Belete himself would tell the public that he has paid.
Yeah.
I know that Belete has not paid. I have the updated list here. Why should Mr. Cummings be doing business? Why should Mr. Cummings do business with a criminal who owes the state $4.4 million? Let me say this to you, and I am not guessing. What I'm saying to you is something that the Boakai administration will do. When we win the presidency, Musa Belete will be dragged to court for embezzlement of government funds. We will drag Musa Belete to court, not the debt court, not the civil law court. We will drag Musa Belete to the criminal court. We will criminally prosecute. Musa Belete can win the election in Nima County all he wants, that his business. Because you know how he intends to win? He will truck thousands of people to Nimba to try to win the election. His strategy is he wants to win to become representative so that Musa Belete, he thinks that it will protect him from prosecution. He thinks that when he wins in Nimba through hook and crook, that he, by hook or crook, that he will try to become speaker, and then he will have political leverage. That now President Joe Boakai will have to say, oh, my man, we can't prosecute the man because the man as speaker, we need the man in the house. Musa Hassan Belete, let me say this to you as a confidant of Joseph Yuma Boakai. When we win the presidency in 2023, we will drag you to court. We will criminally prosecute you for stealing from the Liberian people. If you think I am joking, wait and see. Wait and see. We will prosecute you. We will drag you to court and we will prosecute you for stealing. If you think I'm joking, sit down there and think that if you manage somehow to become representative in NIMBA, that it will protect you, you are mistaken. We will take you to court for stealing $4.4 million from us. On one hand, on the other hand, the millions of dollars in provisional lifting, we will ensure that those millions of dollars, you lifted people's petroleum products, you sold the products, you said you will bring in your own product and you will pay them back. You have not paid them back. We will go after you for that also. Hey man, y'all be sitting out there, y'all think say Musa Belete will go free. The only way Belete will go free is when George Weah wins the election, which will never ever happen. Well, guys, let's go to the phone lines and take some calls there. We'll take 5 calls. Then we'll take our guests.
Yeah, we needed to chip in on the issue about the NPP, and they are just in a confession.
Yes, but we're gonna take a few calls, guy, and then we'll take our guests. But we're gonna take our guests shortly. Just five calls, then we'll take our guests.
All right, 0770-102-102-86, 0103-83 102-102. The WhatsApp number is +231 888 624171. The ladies line 0888 848270. You can call any of the above numbers, and be live with us here on the Costa Morning Show. 0770-102-102-886, 0103-83 555-102-102. The ladies line 0888 848270. And the WhatsApp number is +231 888 624171. And you'll be live with us this morning on the Costa Show. So we anticipate
Lane think that he can win the election in Nimba and he's protected. Let Musa Belete fool himself. You, my friend, if you manage to win Nimba County because of trucking, that's what he intends to do. Musa Belete will truck thousands of people to Nimba. He already told people that is his strategy. The same strategy his friend Edwin Snow used is the same strategy he intends to use in Nimba County, to truck people. Let the Nimba people be aware. Let's take some calls.
Let's take this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Yeah, your name is Johnny was from.
This is.
Hello? Hello? Okay, I don't know what happened to your line, but you have to call back 0770-102-102. Those in the diaspora can call me on the WhatsApp number +231 888 624171. Let's take this person here. Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
Your name is Johnny was from.
Yeah, I'm Timothy Sonny Smith calling from Grand Bassa County. I just want to thank you this morning. Morning, Costa. Look, as far as we're concerned, we are waiting for the people 2023, Costa, and we're telling you thank you so much. But we the Liberian people that are on ground, we need to join you. Every morning we're on the show here, thousands of people waiting for you, but we need to move. Every day we can just be waiting for the one Costa, and you're doing more than well for us. So we shouldn't sit there 2023 and be talking about 2023 come, then we don't go to the food to vote. Everybody right now in Grand Bassa, Costa Show all over. Imagine the villages. But the way it's all with the Liberian people, the responsibility of the country is the last number vote. All the things that we are doing today, we should be prepared 2023 to vote the people out of power because they men are embarrassment. When I look at Musa Belete, Costa, Musa Belete, we're giving Musa Belete credit here. That's why I told Musa Belete we never give up on the Liberty Party. We support the Liberty Party a lot, and we know you telling us that you'll be can't finish. After it was you suspend a woman. But the past of people told you that we are united, we are in unity. With Musa Belete that will give you chance to destroy that party because we know your intention. So, thank you so much for your show. We you get prepared. This government need to go.
Thank you so much, Sonny Smith, for calling in. We'll take like 3 more calls. 0770-102-102. Let's take this person quickly. Good morning.
So that's 3 minutes.
Good morning to Pedro Costa. This is DJ Lomel calling from Winford. Let me say thank you for the show this morning. You know, Costa, this man called Musa Belete, that criminal, what's there, you are taking belong to court. How far accuse it with belong that they don't call him criminal? And we know that this kind of thing is doing in the country. We will not still allow it. Look, they're trying to bring problems to the Liberty Party and the Liberians. We shouldn't sit down to Liberians and look at next in a form and manner that it is bad and that we're not going to go through that. Thank you this morning, Costa, for bringing the show live. Thank you very much.
Thank you, DJ Lomet. The phone line is still open.
2 more calls.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go.
2 more calls. 0770-102-102. Just placing your calls there. You'll be live with us this morning. 888-624-171.
Musa has been doing his job very well. What he's been paid for by the CDC government. He's executed it according to plan. And they're very impressed with him. And our friends in the ANC believe that he's working for them. It makes me question their discerning capability. If you believe Mr. Ability is working for you, something has got to be wrong with you. Inherently wrong with you. Okay, all right, Bogai. So we're gonna take our guest now, Mr. Samuel B. Jacobs. This is his first time on the Costa Show. Mr. Jacobs, good morning. Give us some light there, your background.
Yes.
Possible. All right. Okay, much better. Okay. Yeah, the lighting is okay now.
Is that all right?
Yes, much better. Much better. Very good. Beautiful. Mr. Samuel Jacobs.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning, my brother. How you doing?
We're doing good. We're glad to have you this morning. Your first time on the show. We want to begin by asking you to just tell us a little bit about yourself. I already did a little intro, but tell us a little about yourself, please.
Samuel B. Jacobs was born right out here at the hospital and grew up his elementary education from 2 years to 1 year of acid and Chicago Nation. And he got a degree in architectural engineering in mathematics and civil engineering. And he moved and got a postmaster's from Kofi for peace studies. And he moved to America and got his master's in public policy and governance from Iowa universities. And decided to go to Northwestern Law School and graduated from Northwestern Law School 2002 this May. And President doing the research paper with international politics focusing global economics. So, in short, meaning I'm working got the Samuel B. Jacobs Foundation and being a former teacher and personal lecturer. So, I could say he's a mathematician, he's an architect, engineer, the following opposite aspects, and a law graduate and international politics and global economics. And I'm a member of the Black Alliance Peace in America. I'm a member of the Black Lawyer Association in America, and also a member of the Malcolm X movement in society.
Thank you very much, Brother Samuel Jacobs. We're very glad to have you. Do you have a device in the background there that's playing? There's a little bugger. You hear the noise, right? A little distorted.
I just want to put this computer down.
Yeah, but we hear you. But there's a little noise in the background. I thought you had something playing in the background.
No. So let me see.
There's some feedback from somewhere. Yeah. If you got the device there on, just turn it off and just speak to us through the thing. Don't have anything playing in the background. Go.
Let's see, playing. Make sure the phone.
We only hear it when you are speaking, so that's why I thought it might be from your background. But Mr. Jacobs, we've come a long way, yeah. And we're proud of you, of your accomplishments, and you keep going, keep pushing yourself, and that is very, very good. And you, one of the things about you is that you've never disengaged from the motherland. You're looking to continue to be engaged with the motherland. you know, and then you have all these activities going back on, you know, you're undertaking back in Liberia, specifically District Number 6, where you're from. And you want to talk to us about some of the ways you've been giving back, you know, all the blessings God has bestowed on you. And you know, He's done some wonderful things in your life, and you've been giving back. So let's talk about that, brother Jim.
Yes. Firstly, I pray this song doesn't come out. Firstly, we started during the COVID. We had a huge COVID corona with other projects who's in there, and a couple of times ago we're doing the mobile clinic. So like I spoke to a few people here and spoke to the Doklati graduate and Doklati Association. So we had a mobile clinic going, treating people. The easier of the mobile clinic was to be able to test to have a project. So I designed a policy as a policy expert. I designed a policy on a health policy, like looking at people going to hospitals, whether it's economic, whether it's transportation, whether they don't have medicine, wanted to know where they're going, economic problem. So we designed the public, we designed a project to have mobile clinic, clinic going to people. And young man Fanning George from Doklati were heading that project, and the project stay on. We're trying to lobby now for more medicines and other things to still keep the mobile clinic going on. And that's why we still run the scholarship program. We run that because we're trying to borrow what China did between the 1978, 79, giving people more technical vocational education. So we had a vocational training run for skills, electricity, electronics, we graduated 515 people at Baba Way School. So we're doing both education, we're doing health, and these are the projects we've been undertaking up to this time. And we just started a new one we'll be discussing today. I designed a project called No Scholar Left Behind. Because, you know, going back in college back home, graduated from degree at age 19, I saw some challenging situations going on. So I thought it was now to give young people the opportunity. Since I came to America and studied law and the law graduate, I understand how immigration works, how B1, K1 or visa works, how F1 and J1 visa works. So what can I do? I'm a member of a very huge institution here. So I try to create a program called No Scholar Left Behind. This opportunity giving all of young scholar opportunity not to just stay in the country, but to have the opportunity to come over and be able to study and do the same job that we here. Because one thing I see different is the building the capacities and intelligence. Like sometimes I listen to what people say, but because I know where I read over 2 master's degree, where PhD for big school. So when people say different things, I think different. So now my thinking is different. So I think we have to work with the minds of people. So the way we see things is too different. And somebody may say, oh, the other man corrupt, but say we can share glory to the man. Somebody say, oh, the man this. We still clap for the man. So the way people think different, the way they shift the argument, I believe education is a life. That one philosopher said the issue of black people is in a wrong. And I listened to that philosopher went for a training in the programs in Kenya, recent scholar program. He said the issue of black people is that you're in a room and you got an apple in your hands. But then someone tells you, oh, you look at the apple, it's rotten. So he said, oh, this apple is rotten, you throw it out. He gave you the second one. He said the apple is rotten. You throw the apple out. Then he said the problem is not the apple. The problem is the light. Cut the light off. Because if you cut the light off, you're just going to eat any apple. We all know what is rotten. He said then the man who was a novice back in Africa, cut the light off. So then he accept anything. So he said,
he cannot see.
Yeah, he can see now. So he said, what we need to look for is the light. But the people fool you to say, no, you don't have to see the light. Anything happening, don't talk about it. Don't do it because call your light off. Then you don't have a complaint. So from that part, I understand that the light is education. When young people have been letting, they know what is wrong, they know what is right. They know when to eat the apple, they know when not to eat the apple. But the whole society say that call the light off. If you call the light off, you accept anything. So when a leader just give you $10 US, you wait in the same place. When somebody give you $5, because you don't want to see what happened. You only want to eat the apple, whether it's dark or it's bright. So from that, I think it comes from education. So I thought it was to have a program called No Scholar Left Behind. How to talk to universities, talk to school here, where the civil policies people, and be able to have students coming to the board to study and enlighten the minds. And I see as an opportunity. Because if they come here to study, a lot of things will happen. They're going to have new friends, they're going to have new ideas, they're going to contribute to the society, they're going to do the same thing we're doing. Because I believe leadership is that provide opportunities for other people to take steps when you leave from another step. So that's the work now we're trying to be working on.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Samuel Jacobs is our guest on the show this morning. Samuel, you're privileged to be connected to, to be working here in the legal profession. And there are lots of Liberians here You talked to me about this initiative you want to roll out to provide some sort of legal aid, legal assistance to Liberians here who are looking to some sort of guidance. Immigration. Lots of people here are going through adjustment of status, or they're having immigration issues. And talk to us on this platform about that initiative that you're looking to do.
Yeah. So what I see is that common issues here in this country allow people to force because they don't know what happened in the court of law. Now, one of my professors at Northwestern Law School usually to say to us in class that it's a blessing to have a person go to the law school in America. Because even the police have to stop you. You can call him on the phone and say, "What can I do?" He said, "Oh no, according to section 86.2, tell the police you get a right to record him." Or according to these sections under the national immigration law, go to section 6.2, tell him you have the right to do this. If the embassy says you are denied from visa, quote this law to them because they know the law. But they believe you don't know the law, so they have to therefore against your right. You'll find a person who's going to stop a man in a car, just start putting light oil in your car. You say, "No, don't do that to me. This is racial profiling. You got no worry. Why put light in my car?" So you have to know your fundamental right. Or some people here, they're here for 10 years, for 15 years. They don't know the kind of legal sectors to be able to state. Since I started this month of discussion, I have seen too many easy problems that people going through in this country that they just need just one phone call to change that problem, or just one piece of paper to change that problem. And some people have been working for like today, yesterday I've been working for, I was working for like 9 to 6 family. And what I understand is that issue they're going to white lawyer to pay 5,000, 8,000. That thing you just do online for $100, just $100 phone or a 150 phone.
Wow.
Because immigration process, you can teach anybody immigration law because immigration process is a set process. For example, if somebody goes for the person in the country and come back on K1 visa, you need 6 elements for K1 visa. If the lawyer sees these 6 elements, he's going to grant a man a visa. If he did not give the person a visa on immigration law for K1 visa or immigration status visa, you can't deny, you can postpone or put the person on administrative processing. So how can you put administrative processing? There's an element. So person, "Oh, I was lucky, I got my visa today." Not lucky. The lawyer, the counselor who went to law school is looking at the elements to give you this visa. So it's not luck. So we should understand that. He's looking at the element. When he sees the element, he can't deny it. So he said, "Oh, the man asked me too many questions." Yes. Because he knows he asked you question, you miss the question, you miss answering. For everything you need to prove to come to the country already on the table. So he can't deny you for that. So you're not going to talk much.
Yeah, but let's talk about this project you're talking about here in the U.S. Those who are in country.
The project is to help people who have legal issues. So, for example, if you hear you cannot visit, and the reason why it's been struggling because it's a problem because legally lawyers will say it's not every secret under the law should be openly discussed. That will just be on the surface a little bit. But if you hear for the visit, because we will say one child will say illegal, you hear for the visit and you don't want to go back or you want to go back. We have 9 ways you can stay. So if you hear you came from the school and you graduated, you got way to stay. You got a student, your F1 visa, you get with to apply for your work permit if you're to stay. You don't have to get married or anything, you have to start to stay. So I just want to register that if person here for visit, they're here for school, they're here for anything, they don't have people, you can do anything in the code of law. Because if I start saying, okay, if you come there for visit, legally it will be a little bit unfair to say, if you marry somebody, when not this, it can make you stay. If you do the one and go to the place, you will stay. Come up and use the context because sometimes video recording also used in the context of code of law. So in short, I can say any problem you have in legal issues, I will give the number. You got Petro, you got me. You just give me the phone call like anything. "Oh, my daughter here, she want to stay. Or my daughter back home, she passed the age of 18. How can I bring her to the States? Or my son is here, but he want to stay. Or my daughter got a problem with immigration, got a problem with legal. Or I got a best friend. I really want my best friend to come for visit. If to make him qualify for visit, what do I need to make him come for visit? It's not the question you ask. I gave you 900%, but I gave you 98%. All the issue be solved because law is a set principle in America when it comes to immigration. Some people got a best friend back home. They want to invite him here. Usually people go for DS-160, they deny them for no tax to country. So I will give you all of the principles why may no tax to country will not succeed with your friend coming for visit. So these are the volunteer work we're doing now. So you don't have to say, "Oh, they deny me," or no. The reason why they deny you, they always deny Liberians for no tax to country. And the people are looking at 4 major principles on the no tax to country. If you cover the 4 major principles on a no tax to country, 100% not going to deny it. If they deny, we can rewrite that. So I just want to say, any family here say what I visit, what I conference. Now I'm trying to work with all of the conference, girls conference, the young women conference coming up. How you can pass your conference and come to the city. And honestly, let me say this clear: everything 100% free. So if anybody will come and say tomorrow we get it money in that, then not me. If I raise and say give $50 or $20, cancel your phone call, meaning not me. So I make it clear to say everything we're doing right now. I know I want to say
So this is pro bono legal aid.
Pro bono, and I say pro bono. We got one Mexican guy called. He said, "Friend, give him a number." I said, "No, I'm not working for Mexican." So let me make it clear: I'm not working for any other national, only Liberians. One call. He said, "My man, my brother just told me you're Liberian." He said, "He did work for him." So I call you, happy. So can I talk to you, my daughter? I said, "No, I'm not working for anybody. I'm here. I've got my job. I got a law firm. I'm working for. I work as a research legal person here, and I work here with juvenile. So if you got issue, go and deal with people. I'm not here for Liberian. You got to know how to handle my own Liberian people. There's a problem coming up. We got to know my Liberian. We got somebody to stand for the people eating the money free of charge. So I'm not going to ask for $5. Anything coming from legal aspect. So if you got a problem, any issue, I'm open to answer any legal question. You call for one to do your research. We got doing research at the law firm here.
Yeah.
So
So you know, Brother Jacobs works with a very prominent lawyer. He works at a law firm, and he does research work. So intensive research work. So for example, he was explaining to me the last time we met in Massachusetts. When a case comes up, when the law firm has a case, they rely on the likes of Brother Jacobs to research the law, to find out all of the instances where similar cases of that nature came up, to do the research, to read up on all what they call instances of case law.
Yeah.
So that
remember everything.
Huh?
I think remember everything.
They ain't not be for nothing. So that, because that's how lawyers file their briefs or their petitions to court. When a client goes before them, they rely on their researchers to research and tell them what happened in what state, because common law is essentially based on that. So the case may be in the state of Massachusetts, but there are case laws in Wyoming or Pennsylvania. So they will research and find those different instances and be able to use that to build their case. So that's what Brother Jacob does. So he's very, very, very okrum with that sort of work. That's what he does. So he's simply offering some of his time free of charge. That's what it means by pro bono in Latin, free of charge, to help provide legal aid. Now, he will not help you go to court, no, but he will guide you and he will tell you all of what you need to avoid giving lawyers a lot of money for things that you only need some legal guidance to do yourself. So that's what he would do. And he said he's only providing that service for Liberian citizens in the United States who want to be guided on the immigration process, what the immigration options are, and also Liberians abroad, Liberians in Liberia looking to try to come here. You want some guidance on how you can go about your process so that you meet the full qualifying ties so that you do not get rejected. So basically, it's legal aid to provide guidance, assistance to you, free of charge. This is part-time because he's full-time. He's a researcher. And that's what he does. That's his day job. They want to say to the Liberian people, this is my way of giving back. You know, this is very, very commendable, Brother Jacobs. And of course, folks are very impressed. People are thanking you for offering to do this. So don't call him unless you have a serious need for his assistance. Don't just call the letter. We'll provide his number. See, everybody's asking for your phone number. We'll provide it, but call him when it's serious. And brother Jacobs, what hours of the day are good? Because you are working now. You are working.
Yeah. So the good thing about it, yesterday, my office just provided me like 2 months because I told them I'm going back to my country because I tried writing some policy paper for what happened in the country. And good thing yesterday I was approved for 3 months because all of the lawyers know I've been one of the black lawyers who've been doing a lot of paperwork. So they gave me free 3 months. So starting from this Monday, the good thing about it, the first 2 weeks, I'm going to be 100% free just working home. So that's a good opportunity for them. Starting from today, I'm going to be 100% home. They're working home for free 2 weeks. So I got a 2-week break. And the break, that's going to be home. They're working. Because even today, I had another Liberian who just called early this morning, and her situation was very issue like, and just to be on the subject with that, there's somebody she lost a son. Like her son got another white girl who had a relationship with, and she just lost him through the police. But I will be friend with her, and lawyer be eating money. I said no. The reason why lawyer eating the money is because they know they can provide the evidence under the code of law. It's not justifiable. But I can design a paper for you to just get for you to get cash back. So, and we're going through that process again. You see, so that's the issue. So the issue the lawyer will be dealing with. They taught them this course in law where you do ethics in legal study, or you go to research, got a way to even prolong, reduce case, and keep going. There's a whole technique. That's why they say lawyer learn how to lie. They don't teach you how to lie, but they teach you how to detect lies. So that same skill they teach you how to detect lies, they teach you to know how to postpone your. They do anything. They can resolve anything. So to not get the, I would just go to take the straight talk. And everybody work I've been doing the whole week is clear with them. Mom, that the parents are talking to last night on the school. I'm going to discuss the school on a paper. I said, Mom, your daughter will not get the visa. She will get it at this point. The reason why she was denied full time because of this. You cannot send for a child to this level. So if you do the one for me, I promise you, next month your child will be here to join you in the States. Because she said, but the lawyer let me do that. The other person, somebody else sent for the boyfriend visa and again, the same way. You see the man went, I said, yeah, because they denied him what he was married before, he didn't do the one, he do this, they had to put on a merger proposal, they were going to write communication to them. After the communication, they're going to reply, and they reply her. So they already reply herself, your man may be going for interview discussion. So that's just comment about that lawyer will let you send for 4,000, then they send another paper to you. When you read that paper, oh, they put on my case, so for not the case element they want, then he leave one element over. He said 2,000, they'll send the other one, send the other 2,000 where he can say they get because he said keeping the elements. And that put it in the whole package. Yeah. So you should be giving money,
money.
Yeah. So it's easy. And if you have to do the one full package, they're not gonna ask you no more.
Okay. Brother Jacob, your phone number, please, so that we can pin it at the bottom of the.
Oh yeah, 630.
And also, Brother Jacobs is on Facebook. Samuel B. Jacobs, that's his Facebook handle. You can find him there. You can follow him on Facebook. You can contact him there as well. So the phone number is what?
630.
630. Hold on. 630.
677.
67.
Yeah, 677. 677.
Okay, 677.
0002, like 0002. 0002.
All right. There you have it, folks.
620 677 0002. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Well, so let me go on to school on the issue. For school, say usually it's J1. You should have student who come here for school, they got a probability to stay, you don't have to marry, you don't have to do anything. But I did a policy paper to 6 universities, the closing I want most people asking. And after I sent for 6 universities, the one already replied me, and the other 2 are going for me, which will be both by master's program, BSc, and PhD program. So I've got to apply to serve as a liaison, and they can check all of my records and everything. So I already applied as a liaison. So the first university is already agreed for the master's program or business student. So this is how you're going to do it. You're not paying any money. And the good thing about signing contract with the university is that even when you pay $2,000 for a dormitory fee, you're not paying the money until you come on campus, everything, you get visa, everything. So nobody eating money for you. Because I'm trying to avoid the issue of Liberians saying, oh, give money, or somebody even thought that will be loud. Because I've been teaching high school since age 17. No student has said I get them $5 before your whole life. I've never eaten anything I don't work for. So in short, you're not giving no money for that. The school have agreed. Now let's look at Benedictine University, Illinois, the agreement is 7,200 on the entire master program in town school. So you're not going to do GRE test, you're not going to do LSC, you're not doing any test like that. But already got a liaison person qualified. So there's an easy issue. You're going to write your goal statement, why you want to do the program at the universities. Everybody knows you have to do as a master student. You have to write all these kind of papers. That's all you're going to do. And then I'm going to give you direct communication with the chairperson on recruitment. So what you're going to do when you finish sending your goal statement, what they're going to do, they're going to take the same one person in America who's going to serve as your affidavit or your support. I'm middleman. I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to send a negotiation, but I'm not going to make it very easy. That person will have the income they sign for be 40,000. Everybody knows in America it's very difficult to not get 4,000. The 4,000 out of or 42,000 rather, if 42,000 you get the income after your tax return. Everybody's in America, about 98% works above 40,000. So the person can produce that affidavit form for the last tax paper of 40,000. They send it to you, and then the school said your medical will be attached to that. So when they send it to you, the only thing you got to do When they send it to you, you have to go for wax. We call it ECE. You have to send me your transcript. I send your transcript ECE, and I'm more than 100 that I show you call for 190 maximum. ECE have to do your evaluation, or watch ECE do your evaluation. After they do your evaluation, your parents, the person you put me in connection with in the States, they have to send an affidavit, and I just write a comment and send it to the school. The school will send you straight I-20 form. For the I-20 form, the person that got medical insurance, they can sign. They got medical insurance. The school already taking it on the paper. The 7,000. We can reduce that. When you get an I-20 form, you just go for interview. So you're not paying. The only money paying here will be your DF or DS 157, your educational interview fee, and you go do your medical, you buy your police clearance. Where you do naturally, that's all you're gonna do. You're not paying 1 cent to the school or pay the application fee online. You're not paying 1 cent here. So in short, if you qualify for the school, you come straight on campus. If you want to go to school, I don't want illegal now to say, but we know what to say for the bottom. So when you come to school, you on campus, the person pay that money, be there. Then I'll give you all the institutions you can apply for scholarship. Whether it's Black Alliance for Peace, whether it's Michael F. Movement, whether it's student study form, you can apply to them. They give 500, 1,300. You have a student research money on campus. Very easy process. Your parents contact me today. I do your application form. You send your transcript, we evaluate your transcript. And the good thing about it, the school said those that can start in January. So the school said all the people I'm recommending now, they start in school in January. The latest should be next semester in March.
So they have good enough time.
Yeah, so you guys start class in January. So I'm doing your paper only in November and December. January you start school. You see how fast it is. So you're not going through all the normal process. You go, you Google school online, you in the school, you ready, wait for your reply. No. Because we're about what we should struggle for.
Because you know that's the way most people do it, because you don't have any liaison person like yourself, like you're offering to help. So that takes away a lot of the whole bureaucratic time is significantly reduced.
Because you write it directly with the school. You're not going to Google old school scholarship. No, directly. You're not giving $5. Only the application form, you send, because your WAS only have to change it. ECE, ever go to school in America, know you have to do the ECE course by course evaluation. You pay for your course by course evaluation. You send it to the school, they send an I-20 form to the person who you link me with in America. I wanted to cancel I-20 form issues, but the people say you know your own professional. If you cancel that as soon as university, and the guy with the legal man raised 1 point, I support him. Let's assume the person have school vacation, the university closed for emergency. Who the person going to go to?
True.
It become liability for the university.
True.
So they might get or somebody that should be in contact with. So that person will just sign for you. That all. If you get, and I will tell you why you fail the interview, why you pass the interview. So if you fail the interview, you know that okay, yeah, the element were not there for me. The person who sent my affidavit, the person know they get only tell it I didn't work for 2 years, then they go sign for me. The very fail. Because so now the person who put the affidavit can allow you the loss of scholarship. So all that won't happen. So if they do it, generally got nothing to do with me. I'm only making sure you go for interview and making sure the university get you all document facility. So those that started last week, the paper already in, they're already waiting to put in the I-20 form and go for interview. All I want is 100% free.
Brother Simon Jacobs, thank you so much. Our time is up, but I can assure you a lot of people will be getting in touch with you. And thanks for all you do for Liberia and for Liberians. We appreciate this, and may God continue to bless you. So, folks, there you have it. Brother Jacobs will come on the show from time to time. Yeah. We'll be bringing him on at least every month to update us on some of these things. You know, like a small, virtual, legal aid program, something like that. Come on, just give you a little tips here and there, specific cases. Some people will, tell us what their specific issues are, maybe, and then, just to try to help our people out,
Yeah, and one thing before I go, we also need to create an opportunities as a public policy expert of law. I see a lot of politics in the country how to redesign, and I see other things. I want upon a day to we'll go deep into because I'm international politics and global economics. So someday I want an opportunity where they're giving a whole hour to talk about all policies. How can we take the country?
The next time you come, we'll do a whole hour. We have to do that. So today is the 10th day. So you'll come back here on November let's see what day that falls on.
See why because possible I'll go over paper here. Let's see.
Huh? Let's look at the calendar. So November 10th will be on a Thursday.
November 10th, right?
If it works for you, we can do November 10th. And we can do a whole hour.
Okay. All right. Sure. Yeah, we can look. Being a person from international politics, I want to just look at it from that point of view. coming straight to economics, then we can go to projects and policy.
Beautiful.
So anybody who doing governance structure can know that, okay, yeah, if I do the thing, because I can say to people, what China did, we can do the same. So we can try to find another time for that. But I appreciate the opportunity given me, Costa.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for everything you do for our people. Kudos to you. All right, brother. We'll talk soon. Folks, there you have it. Brother Samuel Jacobs there. Folks, see you. Have a good day. We'll be back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.